What chair?
Okay, that green one right there.
The green one. This one?
Yes, yes.
It's a good one. All right, so I'm gonna save this. I'm going to I don't remember where those keystrokes are at. I move stuff around. I'll say the keystrokes what I'm doing. So I'm gonna open. Okay, so I'm gonna break down what shapes I think would probably help me make this.
Okay.
I normally start with a cube though, unless it's clearly circular, and then I'll use something, like a sphere. But I think I can get away with starting off with a cube first. So always model around Artsy here.
Yeah, and that's another thing later. I do not know how to use your Blender start off to I've tried numerous times, but because I know you got different things set up how you work.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm just like I can't get used, I can't find certain stuff and I don't know where certain stuff is. So I may have to get with you on that. I'll have to touch on that later. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you start off. Okay.
So this is gonna be the back of the chair, the top part here.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'm just gonna delete these two with the X key faces. Maybe the bottom one too, faces. And I know that I need to go into edge select mode to shift click to select these bottom faces here. I'm gonna move these down a little bit because you can see that the bottom of it kind of meets the bottom of this.
Yeah.
And I could actually keep that face at the bottom there. But to make things curvy, what we do is we do in the subdivision modeling. So the subsurf modifier. Or a subdivision modifier.
Subdivision modifier. Okay.
I mean, when you're watching YouTube videos, they might call it subsurf. It's just but I'm gonna take these two vertices. Vertex select mode.
I can't wait until you come out with your courses because you make stuff so simple. I hate these YouTube videos. I really do. Oh my God.
I love the YouTube videos. But
I don't like the way they explain stuff. It's just I'm like, get to the point. Why you rambling on about this, all this extra stuff? And I'm like, man.
Okay. So you see this shape here, right? Starting to come in. And then you just kind of manipulate the vertices, right?
Okay.
So in the middle here, a place for me to pull this down here in the middle because there's no extra geometry here. So I need to add a loop cut. So I'm gonna go here to loop cut and then click in the middle. And now you see I can kind of pull this down.
Wow.
Here. And I imagine that this is probably pulled back a little bit. So I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. Right? And then there's a little bit of flare out and then it comes in at the top. So I'm gonna add another loop cut here. That way I can move these two vertices out.
Wow.
Maybe pull it back a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that I've got like the base of my chair, I'm gonna go into the modifier and I'm gonna add a subdivision surface modifier. And so that's gonna add that curvature to it.
Wow. So it just added it to that part, or did it add it to the? Oh, okay, I see it.
The
'Cause I
chair
was looking
here,
at the
this,
top part.
yeah, it added, so if you take the levels up, you'll see it becomes a little bit smoother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna take these up a little bit and we bring this down a little bit. And then I can add other loop cuts to kind of shape it the way that I want it, right?
Okay.
So maybe pulling up here, maybe on the sides here. So there's a lot of ways to use subsurf modifier. And actually, I'm going to show you guys one more thing. I'm going to do a mirror modifier on here.
What kind of modifier?
Mirror modifier, because I don't want to keep having to like change this here and then go and change this here the exact amount.
So it just mirrors the other.
Yeah, mirrors the other side. So I'm going to take these
Wow.
loop cuts out.
I need to use that. Okay.
Yeah,
I've been had so many situations where I have to do that exact thing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's something that's going to be symmetrical, then I can just use a mirror modifier. Do everything on one side that will reflect on the other side. So
what do you call the modifier? What modifier?
Mirror.
Mirror modifier. That's what it's called. Okay, mirror modifier.
So I'm going to delete half of these. I'm going to delete these vertices. So half of the chair is left. And then I'm going to add a modifier here. It's called mirror.
Oh my God.
But the order of these modifiers are important. So if you're not getting your desired results, it's because the modifiers are in the wrong spot. So I'm going to move the mirror modifier above it.
Wow.
Yeah, so now what happens over here happens over there.
I can hear somebody now. They're gonna say that's cheating.
Not quite.
Yeah.
But I can also, go into my end panel here, and I can what they call mean crease.
Okay.
And I can put creases, like where things need to be a little bit sharper. So if I change the mean crease here, you see that things kind of move in like that. I might want to put one down here. So I'm going to move this out. Yeah. So you see the bottom of the chair starting to form here.
How do you just take that thing out? What the heck?
And I can also click this little button here on cage. That makes it really cool. I really like this view.
Wow.
Oh
my goodness. You blow my mind every time. Okay.
Thanks, Trey.
Bro, it's just like you do it so easily. Like, God, wait.
I try not to do things the hard way.
Yes.
All right. So, and then I just kind of, like model, as close as I can get to make my desired result.
Wow.
So it looks pretty close, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you can always take your creative liberty. You don't want to copy things exactly how
yeah
so like You can maybe bring these in a little bit. Yeah, and so now that I have this down here, I can actually just see Shift D to duplicate,
Shift
right
D.
click, yeah, right click to put it back in place, and then I can pull this up here, and then.
Okay, hold on. You said Shift D or Shift B or duplicate?
D for David.
Oh, Shift D. Okay.
Yeah, and now I can extrude this down for the seat. And then I'm gonna. So these pink lines that purple lines that I have here are for creases, and I just need to add more crease here for the front of that chair.
Oh,
right?
This is amazing.
So I'm going to select these. I'm going to P to separate. So these are two separate objects now. And then with this, like I can go and I can put a wireframe modifier on it.
Wow. Oh my God.
And as long as like you can apply these in order. So like I can apply the mirror, and then maybe I'm going to drop this subdivision down to 2. And that way I have these here. And if I don't want these lines in the middle to be affected, then I'm going to apply the subdivision here, and then I can go in and select the ones that I actually want to be affected by the wireframe. Actually, I like these lines. Okay, and I'm going to add these lines to a vertex group. So I'm going to go to the upside down triangle here, vertex groups, and add a new vertex group. I'm going to call this wireframe. And then I'm going to assign it, just like we do materials. Yeah. Just going to assign that. And then in the wireframe modifier, there's a vertex group here, and you can change it to wireframe here. Wow. And you can change the factor. I mean, it didn't work for this one, but that's how you do it. Okay. Would probably duplicate the wires that I want, so like that part, and then P to separate. And then I'm gonna hide this one. And here are my wires. So that's what I would use to create the wireframe now. Wow. So I'm gonna delete these faces. X only faces. All right, so now this is what I'm going to put the wireframe on. Okay. No, I'm going to turn these into a curve, actually. So I'm going to right click, convert to curve. And then in the curves, I should be able to change the geometry. Yeah.
Wow. That is so cool.
Now we got a chair.
Yes. Right? Wow, that is amazing.
And then I can make the legs. Most of my proportions are off, but it's okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's like the proportions of our avatars are kind of weird.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's the Altspace avatar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want this to be shorter, you know?
Yeah.
Then you just work it, you know, till you get it perfect. I mean, I would obviously spend more than this on this chair, but these are the basics.
Yeah. Definitely. And Command D is Command D is duplicate, right? D, Command D.
Shift D.
Shift D. I don't remember that. Shift D. Okay.
Artsy, do you have the screen with the key cast?
That's I was trying to tell you earlier. I don't know where that add-on is.
Oh, no problem.
Because I've changed my setup quite a bit.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
But when you go back and watch, pretty bad about it. But yeah, we're getting close, right? There's a nice cute little chair.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
You can use the mirror modifier for a lot of cool things. Like these legs, you can use the mirror modifier for that too. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Some quick.
I won't have to do it double times on opposite sides. Okay. And so you showed me how to add what you call it, a